Um, oh dear, I'm trying to get a good angle. How to- welcome to my lounge. And so what I thought I would do is I just these videos are going to be lots of different stuff, but today I just want to bring a reflection, and then perhaps bring some music and some expression. These videos are to find a space where you can relax and reflect on things and go deep um, into that more spiritual world and connect to those parts of yourself that you've been needing to connect and spend time with. Because you have to be able to listen to your heart and hear what it is saying. If we gave one another the freedom to speak from the place of our heart and to say what we're really feeling, then we wouldn't have so many misunderstandings, because we're trying to interpret one another within relationships just through one dimension, which is this outside external physical world. And oftentimes when you are communicating, you're communicating about something that you're frustrated about, but there's actually deeper communications that need to come forth. And so the reason why we become frustrated and judgmental of others and fear certain things is because we're not listening to our heart, we're not connecting to our heart and feeling that freedom to be able to express what exists there and why. And so if we can communicate and come towards one another from that level of maturity, of spiritual maturity, recognizing that, there is a spiritual principle that governs relationships. And that spiritual principle always acknowledges the balancing point where both perspectives have been heard and felt and seen, and through awareness, not through judgment. You know, who are you to tell someone they cannot have a certain perspective? But the thing is, if that perspective comes from assumptions and judgments and things that they know nothing about, they are making those judgments because of the way that they're feeling. But the way that they're feeling has nothing to do with the other person. The way that one feels is coming from the emotional underworld. It is the way we are thinking. Okay. And so there are deeper things that we are in resistance to and afraid of. But we don't want to listen to our heart, and we don't want to express it because we learned once that in this conditioned society, you can't express how you feel from your heart. You have to take on ego, and you have to be right, and you have to push others down so you can feel up. That's craziness. So we want freedom. And so when we realize do unto others as you would have them do unto you, what does that mean? That is a spiritual principle of energetics, right? So basically, what is right for the other person, from the place of their heart, from the place of their own perspective, when they are aware, um, of their own intuition and their own path and their own journey and what is right for them, that they can express that from the place of their heart, and find common ground, that the other person can also reflect where they're at, all those sorts of things, that the other person doesn't have to interpret that, as interrogation, or as, how we take things personally, but we've taken it personally. It's triggered something in us because once upon a time we felt like that and we formed a belief. Okay, and so what's really wanting to happen is that they we want to release that old belief so that we don't have to be caught in that trap and that trigger. Okay, that we can be okay within ourselves. We can bring things into acceptance. We can bring things into that place of love. So, yeah, learning to release and reset. So, sometimes old energies, old beliefs, old patterns, and ways of being, they're out of date. And if we can learn to release them, we can reset our compass. We can, um, become more aware of what we need, and to supply those needs to our heart, to provide what the heart needs to feel safe, feel respected, to feel supported, to feel protected, to feel, um, at ease and in balance within the self. Okay, so we're all in charge of that. We're all in charge of our consciousness. We're all in charge of our energy. So governing your life, it means that you are the gatekeeper. You have to express how you feel about things, and you have to allow for other people to express how they feel about things, because it's actually the expression of feelings that is the communication. A lot of people think the communication is the head wars, or no, it's not the language that's being used, or the conversation, what you're having the conversation about. It's always about the feelings um, that are moving under the surface, and causing us to, um, have reactions to things. The thing is, if we can become more aware of what is driving that reaction, it's not the other person. It's something inside of you. And so when you realize that, that's when you begin, that path, that spiritual path, because you are working with the light, and so that you can see the shadows that are at work within your life, the shadows that are sabotaging you. You want to know, um, you want to know yourself, because the thing is, we all have shadow, right? We all have shadow. And so part of getting to know ourselves and loving ourselves and accepting ourselves is recognizing that that shadow self exists. And it can drive a lot of our life, without us even realizing, without us even being conscious of, um, its thoughts, and of its, patterns, and of, its triggers, and all those sorts of things. So, um, let's just do some things. I'm not sure that I'm ready to do this live, but let's do. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just waiting for. One doesn't profit to make the game is a world, but loses his soul. Oh no, soul is the final frontier. Why do we fear? Fear is just illusion in your mind. Bad can kill your body, but the soul rises eternally. Learn to fly when I weather the storm. Wings grew strong and my mind is switched on. Yes, I'm home. Yes, I'm free. Angel left behind. Come to me, eyes of fire. Love and light, got my power. Like the sun, final hour. No, I'm not gonna feel. Befriend your fears, just sing. Longing to each other, spirit father and mother. Remind us all we one. Who you are is deep within your shining star. Not about your skin, not what you got without. It's what you got within, baby. Just so power, yeah. Hey there, don't you intimidate me. I'm never gonna be your kamikaze, place your life and day. Ooh. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh. I said, angel, lift me high. Come to me, eyes of fire. Guard my light, guard my power. Like the sun, fine. No, I'm not gonna feel. Befriend your fears that you say. Belonging to each other, the father, mother. Remind us all you were. Yes, we are one. Yes, we are one. Yes, we are one. Yes, we are one. One love, one power, one people, one generation. We are one generation. We are one love, one power, one people, one generation. We are one generation. We are one love, one love. We are are the ancestors of the next generations to come. We are the ancestors of the next generation. We are the ancestors of the next generation to come. We are the ancestors of the next generation. Yes, we are one. Yes, we are one. Yes, we are one. Yes, we are one. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we are one. Yeah. Yes, we are one. Oh, bless. That was a really good, what is it? Well, I would call it an expression, a declaration, and an expression. We don't have to remember the words of the song when we can just go with the flow and connect and just allow for whatever wants to come through the heart. Music, singing is, we do it not to sound good, but to feel good inside. That's the power of music. And when the music and the voice feels good inside, then it can be expressed freely. So I'm gonna do another song. This is called Freedom's Calling. Yeah, I hope there's people out there that like to just allow for whatever wants to come through. Just yeah. Freedom is calling my name. Freedom is calling my name. Stand on the looking out my eyes and I see the freedom in me. I watch the blazing sun set in its perfect sky, and I stand on the lake, look alone, my eyes and I see that fire in me. I can feel the wind as it whispers to me. I can feel the rush of that fire in me. It says run. Abandon yourself from the chains you know. Freedom in you. down with me. Yeah. I'll watch the raging waves. They're all crashing like horses who fade. Land of the long white cloud, glory descending down. Of freedom, freedom in me. I can hear the wind as it whispers to me. I can feel the rush out that fire. It says run. Abandon yourself from the chain you know. Freedom in me. Freedom in you. Freedom in me. Freedom is calling your name. Cool. That's 20, coming up 25 minutes. So blessings, love, light. And so yeah, be blessed. Be blessed. Namaste.